How do you feel about reparations for African Americans?
I think there's a strong moral case for reparations for Black Americans. I don't tell people that I'm going to do that because for two reasons. One is the reparations for systemic racism since the Civil War are now clearly illegal under the Harvard decision that was written by John Roberts and by judges that Trump appointed. So it's now off the table. You could do legally, it would probably pass constitutional muster to do reparations if you could directly trace your ancestry to slavery. And though that would pass constitutional muster, but then you would have to get Congress to appropriate the money, and that will never happen. So I don't tell people I'm going to do things that I know I can't do or I believe I can't do. I tell people I'm going to do things that I know I can do. And if you look at my program for restoring Black communities, the education system, but also getting capital into Black neighborhoods and making sure that there's only 25 Black banks left in this country.
What?
Yep, 25 Black banks. There was hundreds of them. And they're all underfunded because the Fed does not give them money. So so if you live in a Black neighborhood, you're not going to get a home improvement loan. You're not going to get a business loan. And if you starve neighborhoods of capital, you're going to create crime waves. And that's what's happening in the Black communities. There's no equity left. They've systematically been stripped of equity. So people don't own houses, which means they can't borrow money, which means they can't start a business, which means even if they have an entrepreneurial impulse, they can't pursue it. They're not part of the American system because they do not have ownership. And that is systematic. And I could talk to you about that all night. My program is to get equity back into those communities, to get capital back into those communities, to get financial intelligence and information, in other words, accrued financial knowledge to the people so that they can start businesses. I've been doing this for 40 years. I've been on the board. My father started Bedford-Stuyvesant Restoration to restore economically one of the poorest neighborhoods in New York, Bedford-Stuyvesant. When he died, I took his place on the board, and it is a model community development corporation. We have brought all of the stores that were boarded up in that community. You had to go 75 blocks to go shopping at a grocery store. Now we brought grocery stores to that community. The commerce in that community is exploding off the streets. We know how to do it. I know how to do it. And that is what I'm going to do as president. It's going to be one of my big focuses. And also fixing the education system so Black families have choice. We need to have charter schools where if the public school's not working for me, you go to another public school, which is a charter school. And you don't tell Black family, yeah, your school doesn't work, it's broken. Just wait there 10 years till we'll fix it. It's not good enough. We need to give them choice. And if you get kids who are well educated, who have hope for their future, that is the way to deal with crime and addiction and all these other issues that we're facing.